Oak says that's part of their overhead. When you hit the back button, you can see it on the scoreboard. When you hit LB, you can see it on the TACCOM. So it's not really important for me to remind them. The only time is like when we're in a setup and we notice, like, if I notice that somebody's low on respawns, then, like, by watching the players hitting LB and stuff like that, I try to keep an eye on it. And then if we have like a drop shot or something like that, our drop shot can prioritize looking for that character and getting the kill and taking them off the map. Or if we have somebody who has like a lot of respawns on a later round, we can kind of do a similar thing. So Asylum is one of PK's best maps, one of our worst maps. We've scrimmed them on it a lot. Excuse me. I love Colin's casting. Colin and PR are a good duo. Here, let me catch up on questions real quick. What I want to learn is how to wall bounce like you and your team do, but mostly, but I want to learn all the useful things too. Wall bouncing is like, so there's mechanical skills and there's gameplay, like decision making, knowledge skills. Mechanics would be like wall bouncing, strafing, hitting your shots, up A's, reaction shots, all that stuff. So definitely important to practice those. A few people are struggling during the event. Why do you think that is? I think a lot of people feel the pressure when there's big money on the line compared to like a UMG or scrims. That's always been an issue. How about the other team? That's what I'm talking about. Like I try to like remind them of when other matches are, or sorry, when other players like on the other team are running low. For us, we like players keep track of their respawns individually, and then the only kind of input I have on that is like, if we're gonna keep respawning into the round, like I'll offer the suggestion like, hey, we should chalk this round. Like Billy's low on spawns, it's not worth it round one to have him go down to one respawn kind of thing. This was a really clean round by us. Well, I won't say really clean. It wasn't like textbook clean, but we did a really good job of like winning the initial convincingly, which we never do on this map against them, and then holding a setup, which we never do on this map against them. Why did you guys place drop your first pick up top? In the grand finals on Asylum, we put drop up top. We were planning on doing it round 3. We did it round 1 just because they ran like a bonus strat, like a strat we had never seen them run round 1. And so we're like, fuck it. Why risk it? Let's just go ahead and fight the fight that we're comfortable with. And we did. Like, we're going to do it eventually. Why not do it now? Let's run it up on Rogue again, my boy. I might play it after I do these VODs. It depends on how late this goes, Exploit. Welcome to the stream, though. While also being a talented Roco player, I am a professional Gears of War coach, so. All right, so let me see if this is the round. There's probably like a lot of little things that people don't notice. Like for example, I'll show you guys this little tidbit for you for amateur teams out there. So something that's important to note when you're picking your spawns on maps, if you really want to get nerdy about it, is who is capping your home hill and what their spawn position is. So if you take a look at the like formations for when we spawn right here, what you're going to see is the people who are closest to their home hills run to the cap the home hills. And that's, you can actually get yourself like a half a second advantage by putting the person who's closer. So for example, if number 8 for us went to cap our home hill, it would take him longer to get there than number 3, right? But because we sent number 7 and versus number 3, it's evened out. Ash, nice dick. Thanks. Appreciate it. I don't know what's going on. All right, so they threw some smokes. The problem is we threw smokes back, so they didn't really do anything off of it. The great thing about PK when you're playing against them is it's almost like they have ADD. Like they literally cannot sit still for longer than like 15 to 20 seconds. they have to do something on like these kind of stalemate. Like right now, they have the point lead, right? So they could literally just sit here, do absolutely nothing. But you saw like Identa still played up into middle, right? So like they had to do something, right? What's up, Jared Dyer? Kenny is a snake. Why is Kenny a snake? The problem is because of that, they move very well as a team when they make their plays. So PK is like one of the fastest paced teams in the game, and it's very hard to keep up with them. And so like the thing that I've always said to the team is like you have to control the pace. You have to control the pace. In Gears 5, you have to control the pace, control the pace, control the pace. My players probably hate me for saying it so often. And PK does a really good job of controlling the pace. So that's why they match up really well against everybody. We're waiting for what? Oh, for why is a snake? All right, I swear I have like the best chat for people to come in and say one thing and then never show up again. It's the weirdest shit. I had somebody come into my chat the other day and say, "You fucking suck," and then just I said, "Why do I fucking suck?" and then never saw them again. All right, so PK's in a really good position here, and they did a smart thing. They rotated over when the trains were coming to trap us over there on the B hill, and then that gives them basically a 5v2 on the other side of the map to make a play. Kenny is bald. Kenny is not bald. But Gears of War is going to make him bald. So number 4, Kenny got to their home hill, made a grab play. I don't think we're going to spawn into this. It doesn't make sense to. Well, I mean, Vic has a free spawn. Gil has a free spawn. Erodi spawned. Okay, we're spawning into it. Fuck it. Why not? YOLO. I don't think we win this round, though. It's really important that we get this kill on Raver right here. And I see. I don't remember. We did get it down on monkeys in mid-map. Well, there's a chance. Okay, the fact that... Okay, yeah. Right there, Raver staying alive is why we lost this round. It's not why we lost this round. It's a big reason why we lost this round. If Raver doesn't stay alive there and gets picked like he should have when he had no help, sorry, then we win this round. But because Raver stayed alive and did a really good job of it, he stalled for when Alex got there or Identas or whoever it was. That's like why they won that round. If we get that pick, then we have another 2v1 right afterwards, and we got their home, so we probably take the round and go up 2-0. I hate this meta. I hate this meta of ensigns and grenades everywhere and no fun weapons. You don't see fun weapons anymore. You guys remember when it was first to 7 rounds and there was double drop shots coming out of spawn and things got interesting? I miss that. You know, we have drop shot like and boom shot strategies on exhibit that we never got to use because it got removed. Now you never see a drop shot on exhibit, but we have like actual strategies like around like the picking the drop shot up when coming out of your home hill that we never got to use. Tragic. A lot of wasted time in custom games for me, but oh well, I love it. I think that's my favorite, like one of my favorite aspects of coaching is going into custom games and finding like weird nade angles and shit like that we can use. That was a bad push because we didn't commit to it. Maybe that guy didn't get stunned, but then Crack made a suicidal play. Kenny misrolled. Kenny ducked to the train. The good news is that Vic and Gil are making plays on the other side of the map. Gil stayed a little bit like too long. And Vic saved him. And now, who is this on their home? Oh my god, Crack almost got approached. Actually, Crack didn't even take damage. That means he had spawn protection that whole time. That's actually insane. Good old days, yeah, right? Noble brought out the claw in training. Yeah, see, the difference is I come up with creative and useful things. They come up with the claw in training. What are tips for AM Gears coaches? In terms of like how to be like better, or I guess like some common mistakes I see from like amateur coaches is not putting enough time into the game. So like from my perspective, right? Like I'm working with the best players in the world. So um I have to trust that like their gameplay knowledge, their understanding of the game is at a level, like a really high level. So um there's no point in me like not collaborating with that trust. And what I mean is like I could sit there and be egotistical, and like if they dispute something I say, then I could like try to fight it or try to argue it or something like that. And like tunnel vision on what I think is right because I'm the coach, therefore I'm supposed to know better. But realistically, these guys, like there's going to be times where like they know more than me, and I'm not like at all ashamed to admit it. Like they're better players. They're the pros, and they know the game really well. They know their roles really well. So it's um it's important to just like have that understanding, and like you can learn while still being a coach, right? Like I can learn from scrims just like they're supposed to learn from scrims. I can improve from scrims just like they can improve from scrims. Do we know when the pro league starts back up? No, not yet. I imagine we'll find out in the next couple weeks. This is a big break. The problem is they got B. If Kenny can get a touch, well, they got B, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, them getting B was the icing on the cake right there. Noble won with it out, though, so can't say it was completely worthless. Well, yeah. I mean, we could have put down fucking overkill on some of these maps and still won the maps. Or pull a rise and try to put down frag grenades for some fucking reason. Oh, man. The biggest thing right now is like reminding the players. So like in this situation, right? See, here we go. Round 4, putting a drop down. Fuck it. They're winning the base fight. So and they're doing a really good job of controlling the pace. Like I was saying, control the pace, control the pace. So a good way for us to turn that back into our favor is putting a weapon down where we're in a fight that we're very comfortable. It forces them to fight us head on. There's none of these like small skirmishes and rotational plays. It's like you meet us right here. We fight. And I don't know why this was my hand gesture of fight. But like you meet us up here, we fight. And if you don't, we're going to get a power weapon. And if you do, we're going to win. So you lose either way. Like that was kind of like the mindset behind this. I streamed NHL 20 tonight and simulated one season of my custom franchise team, and we finally won. Nice. That sounds cool. How is NHL 20? Worth the pickup? Now it's going to be important. We gave Kenny the drop because Kenny is the drop god. I'm beginning to feel like a drop god. Drop god. But here's what I'm talking about. Like we have drops, so most teams would be setting up and trying to dodge drop shots. PK is pushing 3 people through the middle of the map, even though they have 2 hills, and trying to fucking OE on us. Like that's the difference between other teams and PK. You can never like really settle in and like get comfortable because they're always going to be doing something, even if it like seems like the dumbest, craziest play in the world. They're going to do it, and they're going to do it together. And because they're talented players, it's going to work. Unless you do something to shut that shit down. I would love for Kenny to shoot a drop through these arches. So we finally got 2 hills. We'll get the win condition by having these 2 hills. And we get it down on Raver. And he didn't have a drop, like an active drop ready. It's pretty much not worthwhile shooting a drop until you have an active. He right there, he shot it to keep the kid out of the hill from getting the decap. The Ideno's doing a good job getting kills and like making this ugly. But we're on their home hill. So Gil, like, nope, round's not over yet. Calm down, producer. Kenny has drop. Because of Gil's OE, we have new drop very easily. And just look at PK's posturing around the map. Like all the bodies are constantly moving, but there's usually like a core. It reminds me of fucking like a beehive. Like you see the queen bee making moves, and she's got like 4,000 little like worker bees around her, like protecting her. Like that's literally how Hive is. It's like one person making a move, and there's at least 2 people with them, and they never give up. Like PK never gives up. It's never over. Except for right now, the round's over. Especially when Vic's hitting reaction shots like that. What did Gil do different from this event that he didn't do in the past events in Gal 5? He played out of his mind, looked like Gil from Gal 4. I think he was hungry. I think it was a mixture of like, I hate how cliche it sounds, but like the haters. People talking about like how like, you know, we were the reigning champions, yet we were the underdogs. How Rise has like the secret sauce to beat us or whatever bullshit Blaze was saying. Like all of that feeds into like the motivation. And then we'd been in a funk for a really long time, so everyone had been putting in extra practice hours. I restructured our practice. People were putting in more hours inside the game and like, you know, outside of practice hours, which is really important. We were spending more time studying like the game and just looking to improve in little ways. Like going into customs, we had like traditions and rituals. Where I'm a lot more active in warm-up lobbies so we can do 3v3s rather than just like running around shooting our guns, to get people's comms flowing and other things working. So I think all of that comes together, and then Gilbert's just he's never been a bad player. He's never really had a bad event. It's just like he hasn't been like the Gears 4 carrying like explosive god. And I think another big part of that too is having Kenny. And he picked up a lot in terms of shot calling. Bro, Vic is like out of there. He wants no part of that. He wants to get out with a drop safely, and I respect it. Yeah, man. I'll look at picking up a copy of NHL 20. What I miss, we did the Hive series. We 2-0'd them 5-1, 5-3, and now we're doing the PK series of Swiss bracket. We'll do this series and then hopefully the Rise series. Monkey's almost choked right there, by the way. He actually got so close to choking, it's insane. What's the strat on this map? We put down a drop shot on E. That's the strat. Shut up, Siri. What's up, Dilisiv? How are you, man? So PK has they're talking about how PK has like the decap and then got the cap. I'm pretty sure we win this. No, I think we lose this round actually, because I'm pretty sure we went down. Somebody's on their home hill though. Billy's on their home. No, we win this round because we win this fight. I remember Rody talking about how they held it down. Even with Kenny team killing Gil. Like you can see right there, PK is choosing not to respawn. Why on district there's 16 flashes? It's just the meta, man. Everyone puts down flashes. Proud of you guys for winning. However, I was working, so I couldn't watch. That sucks. Oh, we watching event clips? We're watching the rebroadcast, by the way. I support, as an official general manager for UYU, I support this advertisement. Please go buy UYU skins and support the team. They deserve your love. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're here, if you've been hanging out, make sure you follow the stream if you're enjoying the content. If you have to go at some point, the VODs, like this replay, will be on my YouTube channel over the next couple days. So you can check them out there if you missed something. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I've got my handy dandy draw on the screen tool. So I can explain stuff. I'm not going to give away like trade secrets or anything like that because You know, we got a lot more gears ahead of us, but Billy got really lucky right there that Instin's not killing him. Idenev's Billy was saying that he was making Idenev's his bitch. This flank by Kenny, by the way, was we were gassing Kenny up so much. It was actually, if I wasn't going to be using it for something else, I would play for you guys like their comms right there, because Kenny was a man during that flank. So this is a little bit risky, right? And it's pretty much only because of the train. That train cuts off a lot of plays. I don't know what Vic is going for right there. That's a big kill by Alex. So now like a situation where it was like a good OE play for us is turning into a bad play. And he kills Billy, which is unfortunate, but he trades 1 for 1. So at least like it kind of balances out. The good news is like we're still in a position because he traded that kill. They're not going to fly. Crack is holding his respawn right now for some reason. Okay, so Crack just held his respawn for a really long time. He needs to focus up. You're playing for money here. This is a very staticky fight, by the way. And then somebody just flanked. Vic just flanked. Another manly ass flank. That's one of the problems, one of the flaws when you try to up the pace like PK does is you leave a lot of gaps, right? You leave a lot of holes in your line of scrimmage, so to speak. So that round alone, they left they left their middle open twice. If you'd like, I can DM you on Twitter to find the best deal. Yeah, that'd be great, Altex. I can't guarantee I'm going to buy it because I just paid a lot of money for like working on a new logo, but Rax's, thank you for the follow. I swear Kenny had like 5 to 6 team kills before getting to the grand finals. Yeah, we had a lot of team kills. I like watching Gears because I have a hard time getting movement down, so I die a lot, so I get frustrated and quit. Yeah, that's pretty much everybody's experience with Gears. Once it clicks for you, though, then it feels oh so good. Kind of like... This is going to be really inappropriate. It's kind of like having sex. Like, it's super awkward and hard and difficult the first few times, but once you get the hang of it, it's great. There we go. We can put that on a t-shirt somewhere. Famous Coach Ash's quotes. Gears is like having sex. Sometimes it hurts, but you keep coming back for more. Imagine. Oh boy, I need to shut up now. Vig is so scary for no reason right there. We honestly shouldn't keep spawning into this round. We were chalking the round. You can see our Rhodey, Powers, and Mental are all holding their respawns. But because Kenny got that kill and we realized that there was 2 dead, well, 3 dead because they were holding their respawns thinking that we were giving up, we spawned up. And then you see everyone spawn up. We're like, fuck it, give it one more try. Hindsight 2020, that was a bad play. That play right there is why it goes to like round 9 on this map. If we don't do that, then Billy has more respawns going into the next round, and the next round we don't have to chalk if we lose right off the rip, which I'm pretty sure is what happened, or something along those lines. Who was that Cantus player? Crack. It had to have been Crack. Crack are Idenevs that have like the 2 skinny characters. Idenevs is Hoodie. It was like a very high risk, high reward respawn. Like if we respawn and we somehow clutch up this round, then great. And it also hurts that like right after we respawn, Kenny died. If he didn't die right there and we have like a better chance to push the map, it would have worked a little bit better. But you can even see right here, Idenevs was holding his spawn, kind of hesitant about it, spawned up, and we still have a chance. Even at this moment, we still have a chance. I can almost guarantee if Koth had team kills enabled, I bet everyone would have to. Yeah, 100%. Dream team not including these 5 beast players. I'd have to think about that. Someone's always lost the most respawns first all the games. Is that an issue? It definitely hurts, but like right now you can see Danny's out of respawns. So Was there any thought behind Kenny and Gil switching characters in practice play? Yes. Stop exposing us. Does crack give you guys problems? No. It's more just how PK plays. Crack's a really good player, and he fit really well into this team in terms of like just ruthless aggression. I think Dezo balances out their gameplay a little bit and might slow it down some. He's still aggressive, but he adds like more tactic to their game. And I don't know if that's going to make them better, worse, or the same now that he's coming back. I mean, they've always been good with Dezo, and Dezo's a tremendous player. So I expect like his hunger during this whole like down period of being banned will make them better. No, not at all, Tex. I like NHL games. I'm the one who asked about it, man. Enjoy your food, brother. So this round, because Billy's so low on respawns, I mean, honestly, Idenivs is really low too, but Idenivs is playing their home hill, so it's a little bit different. We have to play a little bit more careful this round. And if we lose, specifically if Billy or Kenny die, or a Rhodey, so, you know, kind of a problem, we're going to have to play very careful, which a Rhodey just died. So we have a point lead, and I think Erodi's going to respawn because of that point lead, but we can't fuck our respawn economy too much. Do you make your guys play the game regularly? I don't make them. I encourage them, and it's something that we added into our practice schedule. Kind of like mandatory, quote unquote, time outside of practice hours where they're playing the game, either like wagers or, you know, pubs or whatever the case may be, but just getting on the game a little bit more. This flank play was so poorly timed. It could have been great, but the respawns were just there for PK. So just a second too late. Was it a relief to teams when Estral dismantled? No, because I mean, like a big part of Estral is still Rebel. They really only lost like, well, I mean, I don't know what all the roster changes were, but losing Crack was a big deal. What's up, Violet? How are you? I don't know what that means, though. I don't speak Spanish well enough. So we have a point lead. I don't know when drop spawns. Rhodey's out of respawn. Idenivs is out of respawns. And Idenivs is playing smart. He's playing their home hill super passive, so... Oh, yeah, they lost Fearsleaf. Yeah, Fearsleaf's one of the best players in Latin America. I'm going to be curious to see what the roster mania does now that Crack has to go out into the world. I don't know what we can really do here. We kind of are taking too long. I remember Kenny tells everyone to shut the hell up, and he calls a play right here where he's going to shock off their light, or sorry, their tree, and then Gil can instant the kid on light, aka Alex. So we threw the shock, and now throw the instant to Alex. That forces him to run forward, and now he's a free kill. That lets us get in the hill. The problem is, and I'm gonna expose Erodi here a little bit. So, Erodi, if you ever watch this, I'm sorry, because we argued about this. Erodi cost us this round, and the funniest, like, when he realized it, he was like, "Wait, what the fuck is wrong with me?" Like in his, like, you know, like, bro, it's so funny. So watch, Erodi's like got this 1v1 versus this kid, right? Like we're making our play up here on E. He's got this 1v1, and it's against number 7, so Monkeys, right? He's got Monkeys down to 45% health. Monkeys regens at 50% health. This whole time, Idenivs has up 8 from their side and is flying at Erodi's, and Erodi's has zero idea. None. Zero clue that there is a second person head downing him in that same line of sight. He is so tunneled on Monkeys in this 1v1, because in his mind, he's like, if I win this 1v1, then I can go to their home hill, and my teammates are already winning E, and shit's gonna look great. And he also knew that Idenivs at some point earlier in the round threw an instant on E, so like the passing of time hasn't really clicked in a Erodi world. So Now he's getting 2v1'd. Number 2 for us, Vic turns to like help him, but like Erodes is in a bad spot. He's 76%. He's getting 2v1'd. Like, it's slow. He's dead. Now he can't respawn. Now Vic's in a bad spot. He's dead. Now they're on our home hill. So even though we got drop, it would really just mean Billy would have to win a 1v3 on our home, which he could, but not going to happen. And that's why we lose that round. I love Erodi, but like plays like that. Here's another reason why Erodi is one of the best players in the world. Not only did he make that play, but like he could admit and he'll be like, bro, what the hell was wrong with me? It took a little while for him to get there, but he admitted his mistake, owned up to it. He was like, yeah, I should have been more aware there. That's my bad. Sorry. And then, you know what I mean? So many players don't do that, especially AM players. That's the difference. That's a massive difference. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of hockey IRL, but video games, you know, I used to love fucking NHL hits and some of like the old Wayne Gretzky games and stuff. And what could Praise do there? Just be aware. If Praise had played, I told him, like, my suggestion was he was right here and he got pushed, like he was tunneled on a guy like around here, right? And Idennis came from here, blew like this and pinched him. So if he is not so tunneled on his guy, or he's played back further, hold on, sorry, I had to grab my eraser tool. If he played back further and sits on this cover, then and he has that same Lancer angle on this guy can't move up on this side of tracks, and then he realizes Idenna's pushing him, he's one side, like holding, you know, fucking right and pressing the A button from getting into like safety where they can't shoot him and they can't kill him and they can't get to our home hill because he's still there. So if he had played back on this cover, knowing that he had no respawns and knowing that we needed to hold our home hill, then we would have won that round, or at least been in a lot better spot. But you know, it is what it is. It's like a very situational thing, which for like where we are, a lot of what we like, a lot of what I do is like help try to teach or like show the like other possibilities in situations like that. Okay, Dillis, if I know you said something. Yes, it was. We need competition. Without competition, games would be stale. Scare the shit out of me. All text with a $1.50 donation. Thank you, man. Do you encourage the team to mark the enemy team? Yes. That's like a habit, though. They could still 2v1 him. Yeah, but not as easily. So if he's on that back cover and he rolls into our home hill, Vic had already rotated back. Like if you look at where Vic was when Erodi died, which is going to be kind of a bitch to get to. Okay, so right here, right? Like Erodi's, if you look at the mini map, Erodi's tunneled on this. If he's one cover back, yes, monkeys can still get this corner. They notes only show up if you go over like $3, I think. So he pushed it up in this corner. Yes, he can have that corner. Fuck that corner. We're not sitting back on our side. It doesn't matter. If Erodi's back on this cover, then Idennis, who's flying at him, by the time he realized, you saw him look, go, oh shit, and then committed. If he had been on this cover, he looks, goes, oh shit, he rolls over, and then you can see Vic's already turned and is Lancer's out. And then he moves his body even closer to be here in the fight. So if he had been one cover back, rolled over to our home hill, he's safe. We still have our home. He's alive. Vic's alive. It's a 2v2 fight. I have all the faith in the world that they win that. We also already won E, which means one of our E players could have rotated back, helped secure our home hill, while the other one moved forward and the other person caps their home hill or caps the E hill. We get a break. We're in a situation where the score is now going to be around like, let's say like 210 to 226. And we have we actually would win off two hills. We actually would have won off 2 hills if I'm doing my mental math correctly, which isn't a guarantee. So, you know, it's not the end of the world, obviously. I just thought it was like the whole interaction, the way it went down was like it was like a day and a half long conversation. Here's a little something towards NHL if you end up buying it. Thank you, Altex. You're the go, man. I appreciate you, buddy. Thoughts on Gridiron? No. I don't think it should be in tournaments. I don't think it's a good enough game type. I think Escalation has too many issues right now, and Gridiron has too many issues. I'd rather see just one of them get fixed, aka Escalation get fixed, rather than having 2 shitty game types. The Monkeys grabbed the drop. Gil killed him with the Ensign, and then Ideniv's just suicided, which is a great way to start a round 9. I mean, minus the drop pickup. That wasn't great. God, this looks scary. The good news is Kenny's on their home hill. Kenny is not on their home hill. Kenny is flanking. Kenny is flanking like a manly man. I didn't realize he came all the way from their home hill. I would have loved to see him break their home right there. What would you like to see fixed about Escalation? Something needs to be done. Personally, I think what they need to do is change it so that the amount of people standing in the hill does not change how fast a hill caps. That way you don't see this meta of people sending 2 to 3 people to cap their home hill as fast as possible to get a point lead so that they can hold cock on their side of the map and not move. The grenades and weapon balancing needs to be adjusted and changed because this grenade meta is terrible. Like, I don't even think you should be able to place grenades on the map. I don't think you should be able to give yourself Boltox or Talon pistols. Those are more like put them on secondary weapon spots. I don't like that you can give yourself additional utility. Yeah, Jim Bob's a godsend. Trip cap and kick your feet up, literally. All right, so we're in a terrible point deficit here. And you can see what we're doing is we're kind of splitting the pressure on the map. We have somebody pressed up mid. We have somebody being annoying on their home. We're being annoying on E. And then we're flanking through mid. I don't know what's even happening. At this point, though, it's like one of those things where, like, now the point is you got to clutch up. Like, there's not even strategy to this anymore. It's just, like, people got to make plays, be rats, and clutch up. I love the commentators right here. Okay, so right now, the 2 people that we had on their home hill died, right? But we have E, and we know that when they cap their hill, they're going to have until 250, right? So they're going to have 22 seconds until they win the game. And they're probably not, other than maybe somebody like secret manning or like trying to like sneak past to get to the E hill or to our home hill. As long as we fill all the lanes and we take our time, it's a 5v4 on the map because Crack is permanently dead. Actually, it's a 5v3. Crack and Identivs are both permanently dead. So we may have 2 people coming off respawn, but they're going to be up in 3 and 6 seconds respectively. And we'll still have the time to run across the map and start getting touches. And we have the drop shot. So a lot of teams would make the mistake here of like, oh my God, we need to go. And instead of using their numbers and the fact that they have time, they're using like, they're running into a 3v3. Where you'll see us slow it down. So we move up a little bit on east side. We're in position to get angles and see where they are. We're looking for them. We're moving up on track side. We have somebody picking up middle. Billy's moving up. It's slow. It's not head downing. It's not roadie running. Vic's going through the middle. Or, I mean, sorry, through their spawn.
UYU is on the home. Ladies and gentlemen, elimination, domination. They take this thing home in round number 9.
And then pistol fingers.
Members on the opposing home hill. That's a little house party.
Beautiful.
Turned up to 20. They have done it yet again.
That's like why we're so good at the optic or the UYU special. It's because like we can recognize when we have time and then we can use that time. Like we actually take the time and use the time. right, let's get to the next map. They should give ups. They should give us more control customs. Yeah, I agree. We should have like a much more sandboxy feel. Dream Team not including these 5 beast players. You asked that before, and I don't know. I would say like, I don't know, man. There's so many good players that I would just not want to work with. So I honestly don't know. Like, Brian's really good, but he didn't fit what our team needed. I think Icy's pretty good. From what I've heard about Fran, like, I think Fran would be interesting to work with. Yeah, I don't know. I really like a lot of the PK guys. Like, I have no ill will or ill feelings towards Alex. I like Idenos. I think Raver is a phenomenal player. Monkeys is literally that guy. So, you know, like, I really like the F&I guys. I think like, out of like, just respect wise, I respect F&I probably the most as like a competitive team against us. All right, so we double capped or triple capped? I don't remember. They don't even show it, it looks like. Why Fran come up short? I don't know. Because we're the opponents. Monkeys always has an amazing event, man. Monkeys is literally that guy. So they double capped their home. We played for a quick B cap. F&I needs better coaching? I don't think so. I don't know if it's a coaching thing. The problem is, like, I feel bad for the org because they put all the resources into them. Like, F&I had like a great boot camp. They had their staff out there. Like, they had everything they needed to have a successful event. Maybe it is a coaching thing. Kenny got a really clutch double kill right there in our juice, by the way.
Already down about 40 points. Monkeys is backed up all the way to his home hill. Here comes the first respawn for Pittsburgh Knights, and 2 more will also come off. So the triple cap threatening just a moment. Praise just standing there. He's just waiting in the wings. Absolutely no fear. It's almost
Vic and I are going to learn Spanish and go team with Choche. Sorry you had to learn this way. I don't blame you, man. You guys just, like, every 2 events jump to a new team to win them trophies, and then you guys could be like literally like the mercenary / like hitmen of Gears esports. You guys should get like there's like a special secret phone that like only certain officials of each team have access to, and it's a direct line to you two, and they call it, and you don't even like answer. You just pick it up and then wait, and there's like an awkward pause, and then they're like, "We need to win," and you're like, leave the money at the train station, locker 38B, and then there's just like a hang up. You can tell I'm tired. Yeah, literally the Dr. Disrespect flip phone. All right, so we are triple capping. They are solo capping. That's why we're going to have the point lead this round. This is the problem. Like, this is what needs to be changed about escalation. Like, the fact that we can do this is stupid. The fact that we can send 3 people in our hill, cap it very quickly, and now have a 3 to 4 point lead, and then just sit here and prevent them from capping the neutral hill and win the round, in theory. It's dumb. Like, it's just dumb. That's not how the game should be played. I don't know what Crack was doing there. And Alex might as well just finish the cap at that point. I mean, it is longer spawns. He was pretty hurt, so I guess he couldn't. He did get a good kill, though. That was like a really important kill for Alex to get. We don't need to talk about that. Yeah, not one of Gears Esports' finer moments. Match fixing. Where they're lucky that they're like allowed to play. All of them. If it was another esport, all of them would have banned probably semi-permanently. Like not just like one event, but like year, 2 years. I mean, CS:GO players who match fix like that got, you know, yeah, I buy power, like literally permanently banned. All right. So the point lead, a little bit in favor of PK. By the time we make a play, they're going to probably have like a 20, 30 point lead if we move like well and decisively. This map's really hard to make plays on, like that are committed to one side or the other where the hills are, just because of this fucking juice control. This map, like this juice, like this window should be closed or something, because it's kind of like a similar problem on every map. There is a point on each team's side that's like power position that has too much power. So like juice on this map, the B towers on fucking Icebound, it's just like, it's dumb. That's pretty much where it comes down to. It's dumb. Gilbert chokes really bad right here. He misrolls literally twice and dies to Reaver. That's why this round doesn't end in a 3 cap right there. If he doesn't do that, he kills Raver, because he actually stunned Raver. Is this a UYU map? Yes, this was our map pick. We knew that this was a map that PK didn't particularly like. So, what's up, Captain Caltits? What's up, Tabula? That is very unfortunate. I'm pretty sure right here, right there, the issue was Vic tried to OE too quickly. How did you feel about saying that name? A little bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie. Because it feels like I'm insulting someone, but I'm literally just reading a name. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like some like gym locker room of like a high school gym insult, but it's his username. This was one of the most one-sided finals. You guys were in control completely. Yeah, this isn't the finals. This is the last match of Swiss bracket. Playing super aggressive for an OE here. Time to torture my night with some Gears 5. Sounds about right. Home hill to home hill. Baroni still has his stun. Billy still has his smoker stun. I can't tell what it is. Looks like a stun. A little bit slow on this, but finally did it. So that was good. Oh, that wasn't a roadie. That was Vic. Except now we're in a situation where we're getting downed out over there. That's something that we need to work on as a team when we come back to scrimming. Like a lot of times when we go for breaks and caps like that, we do it on Asylum too, on the B hill. We don't put enough bodies in the hill. We'll have one person do it, and then they sit there and they get full redded and downed, or they get full redded and then can't help when the team makes the push. And if you watch other teams, they'll have like 2 players bouncing like near each other, so they're moving and then they get each other's revives. They're timing praised a little bit there. Hey, bro, that's against the wager rules. I'm pretty sure. Is this where Kenny gets a kill? Yeah, this is so huge. Kenny's in a 1v3 for all intents and purposes. And then he does that. Kenny made a great play and then a really bad one to follow it up. He had to bounce it out. It's like the yin and yang of Kenny's like gaming experience. He makes like a Kenny clutch ass play, followed by the whatever that back A was.
So it's going to be up to the Knights to make the right moves, and a save coming through from Crack, even though Monkeys does eventually die nonetheless. That was a nice attempt, forces the players to backtrack.
And then here he is with another clutch play, and then slides into that cover. If he would have gotten chunked right there, yin and yang, balance of life. That was really good by Vic right there, pressuring their juice, by the way. And then he didn't just like leave and give up their juice for free until like right there when they use utility. So now they have a little bit less utility on the map, which they're chalking around anyways. But if they had respawned, then good play. Let me feel myself. Kenny, when you're feeling yourself, it's a good thing for all of us. So by all means, man. Something I could have done better as a coach leading into this event was sending Kenny pot brownies and not marijuana pot. All right. There's a restaurant called Freebirds and they have brownies that are called pot brownies because they're made in like little pots, I think. They're like little fat brownies. And they're Kenny's like one of Kenny's favorite desserts in the world. And if I would have sent him some of those, then we probably wouldn't have like dropped around this entire tournament. Oh, I hate this flash grenade meta, man. This is exactly why Gridiron can't be added. Like we're a year into this game almost, just about a year into the game, and we don't have a good escalation. Even with the flash nerfs? Yes, even with the flash nerfs. Like, we have an entire weapon system and weapon tree that we can, like, pick from and put down weapons. And what is meta is all flashes and utility. You need to get that terrible idea out of my stream chat right now, Mason. Why don't TC consult pro teams on map, game type, weapon design? Why don't they get advice from people who know the ins and outs of the game? Because no pro players know map design. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have experience in map. There's a lot that goes into map design that like pros don't consider. That being said, like, we have been like flown out to play tests and shit like that. It's just up until, you know, certain changes over at the coalition, you know, and certain people leaving for the betterment of Gears, our feedback was just not heard, or it was heard but ignored. Now we're in a situation where our feedback is getting heard and implemented, which is why we're all hopeful. Literally, I would. What's the name of that eye fucking what's his face has? Like his whole family has Itachi or whatever in Naruto. That's what Kenny has. No, the middle is in the B&E hill on Reactor. It's actually according to Kenny, Reactor is pretty well balanced. Sharingan? Yeah, that's what Kenny has. He doesn't have any kind of like cybernetic upgrades. Nick, new viewer here. Do you think Gears Esports has been going through the definition of insanity? Yes. It's either the definition of insanity or the definition of stupidity, trying the same thing over and over again, expecting it to work, or expecting different results. Yeah, that's Gears Esports. Vic is so hurt right there. Why do Fran's teams do well? Fran is a good, like, he's a good player in this game, and he's and like a good mind for Gears in terms of strategy. So, and he always has like really good talent around him too. So his teams are always going to be competitive. I feel like No Zero leaving was the best thing to happen to Gears. It's sad because he seemed to care a lot, but was misguided. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with him. I kind of stopped caring about like all of that when like I realized he was lying to my face. Interesting. What do you think they should do? I think they should listen to the pro player feedback, you know, the feedback of the players who understand and play the game at a higher level than pretty much anyone else. No insult to the casual player base, but if we're going to make this game solid, consistent in an esport, then you need to listen to the people who participate in that avenue, which, aka every other game that does that is very successful, or almost every other game that does that is very successful, and the ones that don't aren't, aka look how unhappy COD pros are with their game because Activision is listening to the casual player base. Look how unhappy and how bad Rainbow Six was when they were listening to the casual player base, and then look how good it got when everyone started listening to the pro player feedback. You can't really count CS:GO because the devs do whatever the fuck they want whenever they want, but they are like very closely tied to the pro community. League of Legends, pretty much entirely pro feedback. Like, and the dev team, a lot of like the Q&A team is or not Q&A, QA team is former pro players. I think you are making valid points. I understand. What esport changes would you make? Any maps you would change? Game mode changes, etc. I love the questions. I would say that we should keep escalation. I would say that we need to get rid of Icebound because that map is abysmal. I think a Pahanu should be burned to the ground. Literally, if they cut Pahanu in half, it could be a decent map. What didn't he do wrong? Yeah, it would be easier to list things that Node Zero did right than things that he did wrong, because the list would be shorter. That was a good round. We go up 4-1 and we choke and go to 4-4. I hate when we choke like that. Choke like that. Choke like that. I'm also pretty sure that the drop goes down here and we have a round that we're going to 3-cap and we choke it. I'm pretty sure this is the team that happened against. I don't think we should add what is the name of that gridiron? We should not add gridiron to the esport. It is not ready. It is not good. It is not in a good place to be an esport, and escalation is not in a good place. But escalate, like, they're not going to fix both at the same time, and we don't have the maps that make both work because gridiron doesn't quite work on the maps that we currently use for escalation. So why not just fix one of them, aka the one that we're used to, and make that one really good, rather than adding on like more crap on top of the crap. By the way, Identis gets really lucky right here. Like, I'm convinced that this is luck. Watch. He gets stunned and accidentally body blocks Billy's quick pick right here. So Billy up A's right here and can't fit through this gap, so his character gets stuck, even though Identis is stunned. But then Identis just chunks him. Like, I think escalation is like a few changes away from being really fun. It's just overly complicated for no reason, and it doesn't add any depth to the game, which I think was the goal. So I would rather see that fixed and changed and adapted, and then have gridiron adjusted sometime down the line when we have better maps for gridiron. Cliffy wanted to come back, but Microsoft never reached out to him. I never know what to say when I see that, like, that kind of stuff popping up on Twitter. 4v4 or 5v5. I've never seen Gears 5 in a 4v4, so I would stick with 5v5 for now. I also think the Gears 5 maps are way too big for 4. Like, even District, right? Like, look how big District is. Imagine that 4v4. Like, yes, it's only technically 3 lanes, but these lanes are fucking massive. So I feel like the maps aren't well designed in Gears 5 for 4v4 on escalation. Maybe it would work like somewhere else. I don't know, but like, again, like, picture like 4v4 like Gridlock. Like, yes, Gridlock had 3 lanes. It had like the sniper, but it's super narrow. It had frags, which was like a little bit wider, but lots of lines of sight onto it. And then it had boom shot arch, which was super narrow, right? It has like this mid, which is super narrow. This is super wide, and this is fucking massive. This is like 2 lanes within itself. So I don't think 4v4, and this is one of like the more condensed maps. Asylum is very similar to this. Training is going to be massive. Bunker is going to be massive. Vascar is going to be obscene. Like, I don't think Gears 5 maps are currently catered towards 4v4, which is obvious because the game is 5v5. So it doesn't make sense to then cut a player off of each team, personally.
Some shots come out. Not going to be able to get it down just yet. Here comes the flashbangs back and forth from both teams. Everybody pulls a Lancer now. They're far enough away from the fight. They can get the
I still think Gears should experiment with a bomb game mode. I think it could work. But I would like to see escalation fixed and made as good as possible. How would I change the weapon tree? Now we're getting really in depth. All I know is that the weapons aren't balanced well right now, and because of that, we see a meta of everyone focusing utility nades. It's a problem when everyone wants one flash, like one, 5-second flash grenade for a fight, rather than like a quote unquote like power support weapon like a Retro Lancer or a Hammer Burst or Marxa. Zick, thank you for the follow. No Zero grabbed a bag and dipped. Grabbed a bag, burned it to the ground, and dipped. Good for him. We weren't doing a good job of playing for second power weapons. This has turned into an AMA. You're welcome. Appreciate you, man. That's okay. We get to record your AMA here soon. 3 more to go if they want to come back into this round or map. And how you doing, Zick? Your camera broke. Right. Likely story. Likely story. I do happen to know that you currently own an iPhone. So we might need you to just get on the old iPhone there and record that way. Unlucky. I want to see UYU versus Rise next. Yeah, we're going to do UYU versus Rise after this, and then we'll call it for tonight in terms of VOD review. And we'll pick it back up tomorrow night with the 2 matches versus PK, because I don't know if our match versus Rebel was on stream or not. I'm just gonna point it at my chest. Sounds like you're starting an OnlyFans. Our whole team has iPhones, me included. I still love Android, but Apple's software, like universe ecosystem, is just unparalleled, man. You can't beat the iMessage chats. I don't know what Billy was going for there. We have 2 hills. We have drop. Like, we don't need to be playing up. I think the weapons you play should be earned. Maybe like the points you obtain each round can determine how to put down. So like a counter, like a CS:GO buy system, but you're buying a weapon placement. See, I feel like that could work, but again, that would require the weapons to be very balanced for their tiers. And then you have to consult like, can power weapons go down on side spots? Will a team ever spend their money to put power weapons down center line, or do you just put power weapons on the center line that are permanently there every single round that force the fight? You know what I mean? No, they're not. They're not as good. And were we on Bravo? If we were, then I can watch that one as well. We'll do the Rebel and the 2 PKs. I can't remember if we were on Bravo for the Rebel match. Billy has one respawn. But Monkeys and Alex have one respawn. So this round is still winnable. Kenny's waiting for the new drop. Kenny actually, I don't know how he lives right here. I thought you should know this. I learned who Ronnie Radke is recently. Good singer. Yeah, Popular Monster is a great song. He is in the top 10. I think he's like top 3 most subscribed channels on Twitch. I'm actually probably going to play COD with him at some point. So like right here, we need to get that break and then leave, and then we play for touches. Or Gil needs to stay in the hill. But I think playing for touches here, or right here, if Gil sacrificed himself to get a touch, we win this round. Actually, we're gonna be weird. We're gonna do the math. All right, so if he gets a touch right now, dies. How long is it to cap? With 2 people capping. So it would have been like 203 to, let's say, like 234 through 35. But we would have had 6 more points. So it would have been like 210-ish to 230. Oh, sorry. No. I'm an idiot. It would have been like 210 to 230, which means they would have needed 20 points to win. We would have needed, that's 20 seconds. And in 20 seconds, we would have earned, yeah, we would have won. We would have won. We would have won by like a point or 2. Yeah. Actually, no, we would have won by more than that. They would have needed 20 points, 20 seconds. We would have been at 210. That means we would have earned 40. So yeah, we would have won by a point or 2. Assuming that they didn't get a break. I also think Vic said he was in a position to get a break or a touch. I don't know where he was, but oh well. That's like, you know. I saw what he was going for. He was going for like I regen and then try to play like to win the fight. But the problem is he got himself too hurt before he went in, and then when he went in, he just rolled right, like panic rolled. Like if you're gonna get down, at least get down in the hill. But he probably didn't want to give him a meat shield. I don't know. It's a tough situation. Should have just touched the fucking hill. Nerd alert. Yeah, right. I'm gonna head out. It was nice chatting with you for a bit. Much love and support. Thank you, Altex. Appreciate the donation, buddy. I'll check out your DM after I'm done streaming. Shock grenades locked for both teams. Flash grenades all over the fucking map. Right now, by the way, each team has 6 flash grenades available to them. Because they have the 2 default ones. They have the 2 like ones that we put down, and then we have the 2 that we put in like arcade and hotel, aka the first half home hills. So 6 flash grenades on the map for each team. 12 flash grenades total. Fuck this meta. You also meant to say check out NHL? Yes, that's what the DM is. Mason, that's a fight that you don't want to take. All right, sounds good, Reaper. So we chose not to respawn that round. As you saw, like Kenny and Vic probably could have spawned, but save up the respawns for round 9. Shut this shit down. Get the whole gear team together and score some goals. Can you imagine? That'd be a funny video. All 6 of us being on the same team playing NHL. How does Mental have 1 ping? Because we're playing on the central servers, like the South Central, which I believe are probably somewhere near us in Texas. And he has, you know, fiber internet in Texas.
In that one, Mental hits that first concrete block, and you're like, man, he's got to have this kill. There's no way he doesn't come away with it. And then Mental keeps his hand.
I just want to get to the Rise series.
Seems like 46 years, 332,000 days.
And a different strategy coming out for the Pittsburgh Knights. They're sending 2 people towards the middle. They're trying to funnel the players of UYU in, but so far it does look like UYU gets first blood. They get the first advantage.
So PK did try to run like a little bit of a strat here, but
they could find themselves in a better position. Monkeys gets taken out next. Drop shot still in play, and it's all
it gets dropped. We get out.
Powers goes in, gets that drop shot out. So now things are going to reset just a little bit here. It's going to slow down. They want to make
Vic knows better, gives it to Kenny.
they're putting all their eggs.
Sure, Texas has the best internet in the U.S. Well, it's centrally located, so we connect well to everything, you know, east to west. Unlike, you know, East Coast trying to connect to West Coast or vice versa. And then, you know, we have a lot of good like fiber internet and shit like that out here. Yeah, Vic knows his place.
Great rotation out by him. Rolls back out of the info. Doesn't go down before he gets back to that mid.
He keeps dropping. It's like, oh no, baby, what is you doing?
No drop shots used in the fight, so that's pretty quick and clean.
All right, so PK likes the posture for OEs a lot on this map, so it's really important that like you can tell like we're paying attention to that. And then we have drop shot over near E, so like we have E hill locked down, we have people paying attention to OE, and then if they do OE, Kenny can easily just hop over in our first half home and have shots on our current home, like this, like that line of sight right there.
Kenny will have no other choice but to use those drop shots, but another round of flashes in his pocket, and Colin, that's 45 seconds. Those flashes will be right back up again.
That's right. And the longer
So PK is choosing to cut down through middle. They might even play juice to juice, or they might cut to our home hill, which it looks like they're cutting our home. And he shot a beautiful drop there, and we had our shock grenade there. So, you know, kind of the perks of having a drop shot, right? Like, this is a huge play. Arodi gets the update down, or downs him and gets updated, I guess. And he drops the kid in the back, which is huge. And then now he's taking out 4 people. They're all off respawn. We can rotate over, try to get a new drop. Vic is being really annoying here in their juice, which is like really good because now they have to pay attention to him juice, right? So like I'm pretty sure they send 2 to 3 people just to deal with Vic. Billy has a shock there, so now they can't even push through, even though they have drop. Vic is still drawing. Look how many people are on Vic right now. 1, 2, 3 people on his screen, and he kills one of them. Vic is so good. Now at this point, like because of all the time that he bought, they're 2-man OEing our home hill, but they don't have the numbers to do it anymore, and they have to get to E. Huge plays by Kenny, huge play by Vic. You know, thank God they snaked their old team, right? Imagine.